And we are live. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Jason Hebert Live. This is a bit of an exciting show because we're streaming just to YouTube. If you are not familiar with us, if you're joining us from either Facebook directly or Twitch, this is our first show multi-broadcasting to all three platforms. So if you're on Twitch, it may look like this is a brand new account, brand new show, but that's not the case. This is actually our 67th interview, and we have 100 and something videos before that, kind of general true crime videos. So we have a little bit of everything on the channel. So go ahead and check us out on all the platforms, and eventually we will upload all the shows to Twitch, but I have to kind of figure, I believe I have to be some kind of affiliate or how that works. So we will eventually get everything going there. Thank you so much to One Up. We do appreciate it, my friend. You're the man. If you're not familiar with what we do here, we interview the loved ones of either missing persons and or unsolved crimes in an effort to help spread awareness, get the word out there, and hopefully help solve these cases, or at the very least get some kind of closure or resolution for the families. Obviously, we always hope for a positive resolution, but at the very least, they need answers, because a lot of times the worst part about these cases is just the not knowing, whether it be not knowing where they are, or if it's an unsolved homicide, something along those lines, not knowing who did it, everything along those lines. Hello to everybody in the chat. We have a lot of the regulars here. I'm going to give another couple minutes. We got about 60 people coming in. I want to wait till we get a few more before we get started. Let notifications go out. Hello, Royal Blue, Be United, FF7, Watcher, Shiva, Elizabeth. We get everybody here. Chris, Dave, Claudia, Luis, quite a few people. Of course, One Up, as we already mentioned. If you guys are into help solving these cases, we do this at least a few times a week, sometimes every night. So if you're joining from YouTube, click subscribe below, set the notification bell to all. If you're joining from Twitch, I'm sure it's a similar process. I just made the account like an hour ago, so I'm not even quite familiar, but I will go ahead and check that. So we got Ezekiel coming from Twitch. We got him on the screen there. Hello to Ezekiel 33 Watchmen. And we got a few people actually on Twitch. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Barb. Hi to everybody. So tonight's subject is Mike Long. He's missing from Kihei, Maui, Hawaii. It's been about a year and a half, a good deal over a year. We have his sister, Shirley Crone, on to tell his story. There's quite a lot to this one, guys, so it might be a little bit longer than our typical episodes. I just want to make something very clear. We don't ever make any hard accusations on this show, whether it be myself or the guests. So everything that's said, it's all alleged, and nobody is being accused of anything. We're simply talking to families or sometimes friends who are just trying to help piece together what they know to help solve these cases. So I want to thank everyone for joining me. We're getting a good deal of people coming in now. Looks like I can see the Twitch and the YouTube people coming in together. So thank you so much. Let me show you a few pictures of tonight's subject, Mike Long, and then we will bring on his sister, Shirley Crone. So this is Mike. The flyer is made by Be United, as I mentioned earlier. Awesome group. Their links are below in the description. Please please expand the description. You will be able to see both their Facebook group as well as their website. They are absolutely awesome. They make a lot of flyers, and they help me with a lot of the cases that we deal with. So this is Mike. This is him when he's a little bit younger. The thumbnail. So we have some pictures here kind of spanning his life from when he was younger to something more current. Of course, to be on the lookout, this would obviously be a better representation for what he would look like now versus the younger pictures. Give me 1 second. Bit of a computer glitch. Okay, so that's him when he was quite a good deal younger. So again, this is a newer picture of Mike, and probably that one as well. So Shirley will go over everything with us as far as any identifying marks, things to look for, everything like that. But let's bring on his sister, Shirley Crone. Shirley, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I couldn't even imagine.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Do you want to get started? Maybe tell us a little bit about Mike, and then lead us into the days and weeks before his disappearance. Kind of take us through the timeline of what we know.
Yeah, well, Mike, he's the type of person that, he'd give you the shirt off his back. He was always helpful to people. He never really did anything bad to anybody. I mean, he was just a really kind soul. leading up to, the last phone call. Hold on, let me turn that notification off. Um, he was calling me. He started calling me in April of last year because his twin went into jail. So he was calling me, asking me what was going on with him, and I was like, I don't know. Um, I checked on the public information, the Kakua court over there, because you can see the information. So I looked to see when he was going to court, to see what was going on because of the things he was being charged with. And he just kept calling. And I said, I don't know. And his tone when he was calling was changing, I guess you could say. He was getting more angry, and I don't know why. I mean, not angry at me, but I mean, because he always said, I love you guys when he hung up the phone, real sweet. But there was something going on, I don't know what. And his brother had called me um from MCCC and told me to give a message to Mike to tell him to stop telling everybody he was getting life. And I thought, and hung up, and I thought, "God, that is so weird, but
Yeah.
that's, the way he is." So anyhow, I never relayed that message to Mike because I don't want to be put in the middle of between my brothers, which they always try to, every time they fight and argue, one would call me and go, this one's doing this one's doing that, and so on. It's just been an ongoing battle ever since they were like little, ever since they could walk. And so the last call I got from Mike, he called and he said, well, before that last call, he's called me and said, what's going on with Mark? Like, again, I'm like, I don't know. And then the last call he called, he said, he had the tone like, I'm starving and I'm sleeping on the street. I'm sleeping on the ground or something. And I told him, I don't have any money that I can send you, which I didn't, because I normally would send him like care packages um, a couple times a year, like his birthday and Christmas. And I sent him one in January of last year. I sent him his birth certificate and some clothes, like some shorts, new shirts, and some slippers, flip flops. And then after I told him that, he said, okay. And he said, I love you and I love you guys. And that was the last I heard of him. And he called from somebody's phone that I have never recognized that number before because he'd always call me from a friend's phone. And that number I never recognized it. So, right around, well, his brother, after that, like after that July 23rd phone call, his brother called me like the first week of August and said, I have great news. I'm like, what? He was so ecstatic and just so happy and told me Mike went into Aloha House, and that's a rehab over there, like for alcohol. And I was like, oh, that's wonderful. That's so great. I was so happy, and I didn't put two and two together until later on, thinking, well, his call before that was kind of like, anger towards him. And then this call was like elated that he went in there. And I thought, well, okay. But I didn't think anything of it until later on. So, weeks went by and then he'd start calling, going, did you hear anything from Mike? Did you hear anything? And I said, no, because, I figured Mike would call me if he did indeed go in there, because Mike always kept in touch with me, let me know, he's doing okay and so forth. And I didn't get any calls. The weeks went by and then Mark started, well, his twin started calling and saying, this person came in there and said, oh, Mike's over here and Mike's over there. And then the stories started going in so many different directions as to where Mike is, what happened to Mike. He went Aloha House, he left the island. I mean, it's just the stories started compounding. And I thought, well, that's crazy, and he said somebody stole his backpack. And I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. So I started emailing Aloha House and trying to get a hold of them to get them to answer me and tell me for whether or not Mike was indeed in Aloha House. And they were ignoring my emails because it's, well, not obviously, but because of the privacy, they can't let you know whether or not he's in there. And, if he's in there, he'll call you. And the program that they have there for that is only a 30 to 60-day program. So there's no way that he would stay in there past that. And I know when I did call Aloha House and I did, ask them questions, I said, so let me ask you the scenario, like if somebody went into Aloha House, is there a time frame to where they cannot make any phone calls? And she said, yeah, like after 14 days, they can make phone calls. So I know my brother, Mike would have called me. Mike always called me and kept in touch, let me know he's okay and stuff. I never got a call. So come around November 30th, I decided to uh, text that phone number, the last phone that he called me from. And I said, hi, just wanted to see if you see my brother Mike, this is the last number he called me from.
This
And
is that number that he called at the end that you didn't
yeah,
recognize? Okay.
yeah, the last phone number he called me from. And so I asked, I sent a text and saying, aloha, this is, Mike's sister. I'm trying to find my brother. I want to make sure he's okay and safe and alive. And like about 30 minutes, well, not 30 minutes, 30 seconds later, I got my phone rang and I answered the phone and it was this guy. And he said, oh, he goes, I didn't know Mike had a phone. And I'm like, no, Mike doesn't have a phone. I go, he used your phone last to call me on. And he goes, oh, he goes, Mike told me he was going to go in Aloha House. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I go, well, if you see him, and he kind of had like an attitude, like he kind of sounded the tone, because I observe the tones of people when I'm talking to them about this and what they're saying. And I keep going over and over and over and all this in my head, trying to figure everything out. So I was thinking, gosh, the tone, he had like an angry tone. And the guy that, actually he called from, that guy does have a history of um, violence. He's a violent guy and he's got mental issues from what I've found out through my research. And his family actually has restraining orders against him too.
Okay, because we did have a comment saying you can try to backtrack the number to the phone's IMEI, but it sounds like you're pretty familiar with who it is.
Oh yeah, I found I signed up for one of those things and I found out exactly who that phone belonged to and who I was
Okay.
talking to. And believe me, I have a whole notebook full of research that I've done for the last 7 months on this case. And but let me get a drink of water. So anyhow, after that, that was November 30th. And then his brother would call me from MCCC, giving me more stories as to what he's heard, as to where Mike went, and trying to say, well, that's not a 30-day, it's only a 30 to 60-day program, and so forth. And then I told him I was going to file a missing persons report. And he's like, oh, no, don't do that. And I'm like, why? I'm like, Mike is missing. He's like, no, don't do that. Not right now. I would wait. And I said, okay. So, I go, do you think, do you think we should file one? Do you think Mike's okay or what? And he goes, oh, I think he's okay. I'm sure he's okay. So we waited and waited. And, come around January, I still haven't heard from Mike. And that is very unusual because Mike would never go more than like 4 to 5 months at the most without calling me or without me being able to hear, that he's okay. And so come February, I talked to his brother and I'm like, he still was kind of not really, up with me on going along with the program to want me to file a missing persons report. And so I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to do it because this is not right. This is no way. If Mike went into rehab and he was getting sober from drinking or whatever, he would have called me. I know my brother so well, both of them. And so he never called. So I filed the missing persons report. Um, and the officer basically said, when he called me back, he's like, on what grounds do you want to file the report? And I'm like, my brother's missing. That's what the grounds I need to file it, and I haven't heard from him.
Right.
And so he went around and he did I'm trying to think what you call it. It's something they do before they actually turn it into a report. It's like just a check to go around to see if they could find him and whatnot. So he went around and he questioned a few people asking, and I guess they were all saying, he's in treatment, he's in treatment, he's in treatment. And then he goes and he went to the local house, tried to find out. He did give me a little bit of discrepancies on as to the dates that Mike was actually supposedly went to the hospital for a staph infection, and then he changed the date around. The officer, when I talked to him, I actually have that in my timeline, if you probably saw that. And
Mhm.
I thought that was kind of weird, but I mean, people do make, mistakes on what they're talking about. So anyhow, he goes, well, I'm turning it into a missing persons report because they will not tell me whether or not my brother was there. So I said, okay. So, um, so then I'm starting to think, okay, now something's weird is going on. Something's not right. So this is where it gets really, really even weirder. Is my husband decided to Google, because we thought, well, maybe he passed away, because one of the officers said, actually, before that, when I called to talk to say, well, first, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I always do that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Um,
Take your time.
I
There's so much, especially on
know.
this one. There's so much info that don't worry.
Yeah, there is. That's why I'm always like jumping ahead, because there's like so much info to get out there. But so what happened is he turned it into a missing persons report. 2 weeks went by. I did not hear from um, the detective. Like, who's going to be handling my brother's case? I heard nothing. So I thought, I'm not one of those people to sit around and wait for somebody to call me. I hop on the phone and call and find out what is going on. So I called over there, and she's like, well, your case hasn't been assigned to anybody. It's just sitting there. Nothing's been done on it. And then she goes, oh, well, let me look. It's been signed to this detective, blah, blah, blah. And then so I called that detective, and then I said, well, what's going on? She's like, nothing. We haven't done anything. Your brother's case is just, we haven't done anything on it. I'm thinking, he's missing. Like, why not? And so, so she's, I don't remember exactly the whole conversation with that, but she said, like, missing persons cases, it's not a crime to go missing. It's not a crime that somebody's missing. They can choose to go missing if they want to. And sorry, my phone's shaking. And they can choose to go missing if they want to, but the statistics that I found out is 98% of the people that go missing are by the hands of somebody else, and they're usually a homicide.
Somebody close to them, typically too.
Yes, somebody close to them had a hand in making them go missing. And the other 2% are people that decide to go and don't want to ever be found. That is not my brother. Is not that 2%. 110% guaranteed he is not that 2%.
And and there's some photos you saw that make you know that, right? We can go into that a little
Yeah,
more depth.
yeah. Oh
Okay,
gosh, I'm into that right now.
for sure. Sorry, now I'm jumping ahead.
It's okay. It's like it is information overload when I'm trying to explain this whole thing to somebody. It's like they're like, "Oh my gosh." Um, but so what happened was, as my husband decided to try and help, and he goes, "Well, I'm gonna Google," because we were thinking, an officer said, "Well, he could have passed away under a bush, and we never, sometimes people pass away under bushes, we never find them, or something like that." So my husband decided to Google unidentified dead body found in Maui. Okay. And boom, up comes a bunch of pictures. Um, there's a bunch of pictures of people from India. There's one picture that really stood out, because my brother was bald. He lost all of his hair on top, so he would definitely not have hair on top. Um, and any hair, little bit of hair that he had would be gray, mixed with a little black, but mostly gray. And so my husband's looking, he's like, well, he goes, come here a minute. And I said, what? And he goes, does this look like your brother? This kind of looks like Mike. You tell me. And so I sat down and I looked, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of does look like Mike. I'm like, that's really weird. But I go, the body looked really small, and we found this, well, I'm jumping ahead again. So I said, oh, the body kind of looks really small, and the head looks really big for that body on that image. So I I just kind of went, well, I don't know that's him or not. And then, you know, was trying to sleep for like the next 3 or 4 nights, like, and I was like having a really hard time sleeping because I just couldn't get that image out of my head. So I said, I'm going to go back and investigate this some more
And
because
what exactly was the image of? I'm sorry. Can you detail it? The one that
well,
you couldn't get out of your head?
actually, you have the image. I don't know if you can show it on there, but it's just showing a deceased person. It's not gory or anything. It's just showing Mike's face, on it looks like it's been well, it has been altered. I found that out. The photo's been altered to show his face on somebody else's
I
body.
I do have a grotto. Are you in the chat? That's my tech guy. I don't know if that's why I didn't put it in the list. I don't know if I can show that grotto. He might.
Yeah, I don't know if you can show that
I just
that
don't
image.
want to get the video taken down or
I,
something.
yeah, I know. I have it here in my notebook too, but I don't know if I can show it.
We
Um,
can for anyone that's watching, there's quite a few people in there, but we can post it to either Facebook or something like that, just not directly
and
to the YouTube. Um, yeah, you can because I'm in tons of true crime groups. I post. I'll be posting this in probably 200-300 groups, and people are always putting way more gory stuff than that. So as long as you are all right with that,
oh
Chris, who is a friend of the
yeah,
channel, says not to do it. But okay, we'll put it elsewhere, just if you want to, just in case you want it out there. But I also
yeah.
didn't really know if you wanted it out there. It's a little.
Well, I want people to see what's going on because there's something weird and something not right.
Okay.
So anyhow, but you can post it on there. I don't care. Um, anyhow, so I went back and I decided to click on the image and see where the image took me, and it took me to a website in India. It's supposed to be like a government website, and they show all kind of unidentified dead bodies on there. But also when we Googled it and it came up underneath, like when it showed all the other dead people from India and that one picture was there, it had like underneath it, how it has like about this big, like it'll tell you um like what it says about the photo. It said unidentified dead body underneath
Hmm.
it, found
Yep.
in
I'm
Maui.
looking at it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was tagged Maui.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah. It
tagged
says
Maui.
unidentified dead body found in Maui.
Yeah, and it's mixed in with all these India pictures.
Hmm.
Well, let me tell you, you cannot pull that up anymore like that. You have to go directly to the website. And I know why, because I was, talking to um, the twins' wife and the twin. I believe they know, well, I'm jumping ahead, but I believe they know what happened, and the people that are responsible kind of went in and removed that tag. So it's not tag Maui anymore. But anyhow, so after, I was shocked. I looked at it. Believe me, I put this picture on my computer. I enlarged it, and I looked at this picture for like 4 or 5 months, like almost every day. You're looking at it and are looking at every pixel, trying to figure out how is that Mike's face? How is his face on there? What's going on? And I could tell, like right around here, you can tell that it's Photoshop because it's not blended very well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why I didn't. I marked this as missing,
Altered.
not an unsolved crime, because to me, I thought the same. I'm like, I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, it's an altered photo. That's not his body. And I did send you one image where it shows like a white, where I put a filter over it to show, to see any imperfections, and you can see like a white line right there along the neckline where you can see like a layer of of his face over it.
I didn't see that one. Is it in the same?
Yeah, it should be in that same stack of images.
Um, where did I?
You just have to click on it and enlarge it. That's the thing. It's
Okay.
hard to see unless you enlarge it, and you got to really look at it because I mean, like I said, I looked at this picture for so long, and then I was looking and I'm like, man, the teeth match up to my brother's teeth, the same teeth. I was looking at the little like freckles, sun damage here, that's the same. And then what confirmed to me that it was my brother's face, not his body, because he's 6 feet, but his face, is that an officer from Maui PD had called me because they had picked up the twin and they wanted to make sure that they thought they had found Mike. And he called and I goes, hey, people are saying that we think we found Mike. And And he goes, I wanted to check with you to see if it's Mike. And I said, well, it's probably not, because I mean, Mike has an eagle tattoo on his right arm. Does he have an eagle tattoo? Because he goes, he was there saying he was not Mike, he was the other one. And he goes, I just wanted to make sure. And I said, well, hey, by the way, I think this was like in March, April. I said, by the way, do you happen to have, yeah, it was in April, have any photos of Mike's tattoo that you could send me, because I'm making a missing persons poster and that would really help me, because I have no clue, what the tattoo looks like. I mean, it's had it for a long time, but I don't really remember. And he said, sure. After I get off the phone, I'll text him to you. So he texted me a picture of Mike's tattoo along with a few other images that he had of Mike. And one of the images I've never seen of Mike, well, I haven't seen any of the images he sent me, but I was, enlarged them, and I was looking at them, trying to compare, like, Sundam, like every inch of the face to this deceased face that I found. And on there, you can see on one of the images he sent me, there's like a scar that goes like this, like a half, like a half moon scar, just like a line. And there's like a little plus sign, like a little plus right there at the end of that. And something came over me. I was just like, oh my God, that is Mike's face, because who else is going to have the same scar like that? There's
What?
no.
So it's his face. It's not his body. The body doesn't line up, and it's listed as 5'6". He's like 6 feet. Why would somebody put his face on that body? Did anyone try to come to you for ransom? Why is it on an Indian website? What do
And
we?
let me no, and let me tell you, when I need to add this, when we found the photo, when I went to that website, that photo was on the front page under next to another description that said the person was 6 feet, that they were wearing blue jeans and a blue t-shirt, and it was next to a totally different description. Then when I went back to look at the photo and take another look, it was moved, and I had to go through every single page of all those deceased people to look for the photo. And then I found it moved under 2014. Now, I don't know. The only thing that I've been able to kind of, I mean, I don't know. When I found that at that time, I was thinking, I was sitting there, listening to the news, and I heard the dark web, and I thought, oh my God, I wonder if it's like, because I've heard about those crazy um, things that I don't even know if they're real, where they kidnap people and they do those torture murder room type
Yeah,
things.
Red
Then I
Room, I
started,
think it's called.
yep, yep. Then
Yeah.
I started Googling all that, trying to find all that information, going on YouTube, reading up on all that, thinking, oh my God, was he a victim of that? Like what happened? And then I started looking on Facebook, looking all different kinds of people in that little circle of names that I've heard from over there that were connected to his twin that they know, and just started going through everybody's Facebook page, looking and looking and looking. I found one guy that is he does have a friend that does wear that anonymous mask. Then I started thinking, oh my gosh, it's this guy, and it's that's probably what happened and everything. And then as time went on, I kept digging in more information, talking to his twin, and um, and then the twins wife would say, I have to tell you, Shirley, that Mike is deceased. And I kept going, why do you keep saying that? Like, how do you know that? And she's like, oh, he's never left Kihei in 4 years. And then I actually, kept telling Mark, can you just look at this photo? I want you to see what you think. Do you think this is Mike? And his response was, it took me 2 weeks to get him to look at the photo. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but took me, after 2 weeks, he finally decided, okay, he'll look at it. So I texted it to him, and then he said, he looks bald on top like me. And then he goes, that's how Mike looks when he's sleeping. And then and he looks tired. And then he goes, I think it's Mike. And I thought, wow, that's like a really, a really weird response, but, then, when I had called, he said, I mean, said he thinks it's Mike. And then, Another time when I had spoke to them, the wife was like, "Well, let's just forget about that little picture in India." And I thought,
Can,
why would you
can
say
I
that?
jump in real quick just before because there's a lot of stuff. So I have a bad memory. I want to make sure I get it out. Chris asked,
Okay.
had you posted his missing flyers or his pictures online before you ran into those photos? That photo.
No,
Okay.
no. Um, because like I said, the photo that the officer sent me from the Maui PD is the one that has the scar that matches up to the scar on that deceased photo, which basically confirmed what I was seeing. And I mean, the more and more I looked at it, I was like, that's Mike. I have a family member in another state that has actually never seen Mike. And when I sent the information to him and the pictures of images, he looked and he said, yeah, that's Mike. That's his face. They could see there's something wrong with the photo. And I actually was had this other girl that I had met on one of those cold case groups that I'm in, and she was helping me with trying to decipher the photo, trying to pull that top layer off of that photo to see who is underneath the photo. I mean, underneath that face. And she goes, look, photo right above his is altered too. And I'm like, what? I'm like, let me go look. This was just a couple nights ago. So I went there, I saved that photo to my computer and I enlarged it and I looked, I said, oh my God, you can see like the person is like just totally cut out and pasted in the photo. And you can see that the hands and feet are not that guy's hands and feet. They're like white, gray, and that guy has like color to his skin. And then I also used an app that like how you tell if it's a fake image and whatnot. And I ran that over that one, and that with that one, that shows that guy doesn't even have any hands and feet in the photo. And I'm like, so we're really thinking, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, this is like something really crazy. Um, people on the internet. No, no, it's not. It's a real photo because I mean, you'd have to see if there's blood coming out of his nose, and you can see that it's like that in the scar, and you could see he's deceased, the face. Um, it's definitely like that.
Which way are you
Um,
leaning as to why this? I mean, I got to be honest. That's one of the things I was reading, and I was like, "Woof!" Like, what do I? You get the face, the different body, but you do believe he's deceased. So why would all this be happening? Where are you leaning?
well, I'm leaning to. I actually hired a remote viewer, and she gave me a couple of sketches. Her story that she gave me does not match what I have discovered. Basically, it took me a while to figure out who the sketches were, who they match up to be. I mean, I can't say it's for them for sure, but it matches up. I mean, I think you have those there. And those two people that it matches up to happen to have been staying at the old place that my brother used to live, where his twin lives. Those guys were staying there. The one guy was in MCCC with Mark uh, last year for a short time, and he got out and he went to go stay over there with his wife at his, place of residence. So they were giving these two guys a place to stay. So um, I actually, I actually think, I mean, I can't accuse anybody. I can't. I mean, I know what my thoughts are as to who did this and why that face would be there. I came up with the conclusion that it was a hit, that it was face was put up there to show um, this the person that did this that asked that put the hit out on Mike, and it's to show him that he's dead.
Oh, okay.
You see, that was the
So
conclusion
you
I come
believe it was like a hired thing, and this was the proof of death.
Yes, and it's not a hired thing to where there's a lot of money being involved. Um, and see, I don't know how far I can go with what I can say as to saying who I think that did that. Um, I can say that, I mean, I don't know. I can say that My brothers have had a volatile relationship all their life. They've always
That
fought
was a
over.
question we just got. Are you suspicious of the brother?
Yes, 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 yes,
And
and no.
can I, that's you. So these are both your brothers, right? Because you keep kind of
Oh
referring
yeah.
to him as his twin. I was kind of
Well,
confused
I
with the
know, because I'm
verbiage.
trying not to say his name, but
Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
of course they're both my brothers. But I know I'm
Right,
trying
right.
to be careful what I say.
Sure, sure. I understand. I'm just making sure everyone, because
Yeah, no, I know. I know somebody asked me that in the group the other day. I was like, yes, they're like, well, is he deceased or is he missing? I'm like, well, both. But we haven't found his remains yet.
if people
Um,
are asking how you found the photo, yeah, they just looked up unidentified bodies in the area, guys, and it popped up, which I can only imagine. Talk about horror. You look that up and that thing comes up. But I'm just answering a few people in the chat. Cases like this where there's a lot to it and you jump around a little, a lot of people get confused. So at points, I might have to stop you to catch some of the new people up. So I apologize, but keep
oh,
going.
no, no, no. Yeah, stop me anytime. I know it's so much. I kind of like have a tendency to overtell too much stuff. If it's a hired hair, why not send actual photos? Because he was in jail and they were living there. And this guy, I'll tell you, um, one other thing, the Maui PD did a press release in August, and Mark, my other brother, called me and told me they're doing a press release. And I'm like, so? And he goes, well, go online and look at it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what's the big deal? And I went and looked, and it's just saying that Mike's missing. And then he goes, calls me back. He's like, did you see it? And I said, yeah, I see it. And I go, well, what do you want me to do about it? He goes, withdraw it. And he goes, because now they think I'm missing. I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't withdraw it. And I go, I'm not, Mike's missing. Why would I withdraw it? Mike is missing. And, he's never made a concerted effort ever to go out and look for Mike. He's never made any effort to care about Mike as far as what happened to him. And I think getting into all this, the Mark's wife would have Mike over there when Mark was not there. And the only time Mark was not there is when he was in MCCC for a restraining order. And that was like the last 3 years. Each time he was in there for for a while, and then he got out. And like I said, the wife said she would have Mike over there. And so I don't know if it has something to do, but I know that they both know what happened to Mike. And I know these two other guys, I believe, that are there know as well, or that were staying there.
Do you want to get, yeah, do you want to get into their relationship? Why? Because you said it was volatile. And again,
Yeah.
there might be some things you can't answer, but.
Oh yeah, no, I can answer that. Absolutely. They have fought ever since they were little kids. My brothers, let's say my mom would buy them the same toy at Christmas time or the same items and things. And it'd be exactly the same. And the other one would think the other one had it better. It was something about that one was better than that. And they would just fight. It's like one is the evil twin, one is the good twin. And there's two sides to them. One is good, one is bad, but they fought over everything. I mean,
And did they have the same markings, the ones that you used to identify him? Because someone asked, how do we know it's not the twin?
No, 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 no. They don't have he doesn't have that scar. The twin Mark does not have that scar.
Okay.
But they fight over food, they fight over everything. Believe me, they would call me and say, Mark's doing this, or Mike's doing this. They fought all the time over everything. Everything.
Okay. And now Melissa Moore
Yes,
asked, who wrote the
I wrote
Craigslist thing?
me. I wrote those because I'm angry. I'm angry because I know what I know. I can't accuse anybody because everybody's is innocent until proven guilty. But I know what I know. Let me see. There is a digital software out there to peel away layers called Perry. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes, for anybody listening and not watching, Eric Defcon Prime, I don't know if it's Derigi or Derigi, sorry, Eric, says there's digital software out there to peel away layers of doctored photos. So, Eric, I don't know if we're friends on Facebook. You can contact me, or Shirley's link is below. You can contact her directly, of course, but that'd be something she really wanted to look into. So thank you. We also have, there's a guy that you'll see posting here. You probably already have one up. He's really good at some stuff like that. I don't know that he can do that specifically, but we have a lot of people that watch that can probably try to help out with this video related. I also have another YouTuber I'm friends with that helps out with some video stuff. So we'll try everything we can. This one throws me for a loop. I'll be honest. There's just so much.
Me
Much
too.
to
I
it.
mean, I've been gathering stuff, there was back when I was posting, I did post Mike's missing persons poster on Craigslist and stuff like that. And that was after we found the deceased photo, because we found the deceased photo and right like in that second week of February, right after I filed the missing persons report. So I didn't even have a missing poster out there yet for Mike. And I received a message about Darwinism, and this long message that they were sending me and telling me this bizarre rambling thing. And I thought, what is this? I was talking back to them, and they were just saying things that they were saying were weird. I mean, I think you should have a copy of that too. So then, and they were then they were going from like English to Hawaiian Pidgin to English, just back and forth and stuff. So then after months and months and months going through this, I was looking at some people's Facebook pages, and one of the people that I believe is involved, one of the people that we're seeing over there, he happens to have a degree in cultural anthropology, and I Googled that, and it says it's Darwinism. So I thought, oh, okay, great. So
Oh,
I figured, yeah. So what I figured out is that those four people were sitting there playing games with me from Craigslist, because I posted the missing persons thing on Craigslist. So they were having fun with all the things they were saying in there, and I figured that one out.
Chris asks, have you told, and again, we're not accusing anybody. So if he's listening or anyone who knows him, this is not an accusation. It's just simply trying to figure things out. But for anybody just listening and not watching, Chris asks, have you told your brother about your suspicions? And if so, how has that gone?
Yes, it has. He gets angry that I would think that, and he has told me he was in MCCC and to prove it.
Wow.
Yep, prove it.
Percy Cat, no, it does not. Percy Cat asked, what did his face look like in the photo? Did it look like he was alive? Does not look like he's alive.
No,
It's pretty convincing, honestly,
mm-hmm.
as far as the face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Shirley. I was trying to make sure we don't fall too much.
That's okay. But he definitely it makes him really mad. He's just said, prove it. And then I actually did get the other day messages from Craigslist post again telling me that I have no proof to prove it, and they said they threw my brother in the ocean, in the shark infested ocean, and that I was next. So I thought, oh, okay.
Somebody said that on Craigslist as a response on Craigslist?
Oh yeah, they sent, yeah.
So can we narrow down what we're thinking here for anyone that's trying to piece together the details? So, and again, no accusations, but we're suspicious maybe of the brother, possibly. We think it might be a hit. Who are we thinking? If this was the case, which again, it's all alleged, who put the hit out? Who did it and why? Can you go over what you're thinking there?
Well, I can go over what I'm thinking. And again, I'm not accusing anybody. This is what I think, and this is what I have come up with. I believe my brother did it.
He physically did it.
No, well, I was thinking that. I mean, I was totally thinking that, because he was working, and I don't know if he was on a work furlough where he was able to leave the facility. The lieutenant over there did say that there's a long history of domestic violence between the two, and I kept thinking, Mark had told me he smuggled cigarettes in his rubber boot back in when he was there. So I thought, well, how is he getting the cigarettes? How do you bring cigarettes in the jail? So I don't know if he was able to, if he was on work furlough or not. He said he never left, and I was told that if he did, he would be with a guard. So I don't think, I was swearing that he would have been the one to do it, but I mean, I don't think he could have left. I don't know. And if
you think he would have been the one that ordered it, since he couldn't physically do it?
Yeah.
And who would have done that? Is it people at the house?
Yeah, these other two guys. And because see, I don't even know how much I can say. His wife decided to file for divorce from him in May. And like I said, that she would have the brother over there, Mike, over there when Mark was not there. So I don't know if there was some kind of thing going on more than what, do you feel safe? Oh, yes, I feel safe and I have help and protection. I have my hubby. Um, yeah. I'm not in Maui, so I would
And
definitely
so,
not go there either.
what was he in prison for again, the brother, at the time?
This was a restraint. He was charged with a restraining order. He was charged with credit card theft, driving a vehicle while intoxicated, like a whole bunch of charges, but they dropped them all and just kept the restraining order
Okay.
against.
So
Mhm.
piecing it together, and again, only a theory, absolutely no accusations, everything's alleged. We're thinking, were this theory correct, it would be the brother that, let's say, ordered it. It would be someone at the house that carried it out. So that would leave, why do we think? Is it just jealousy or rivalry? And who
Yes.
would have put these pictures on the website? Because if they're trying to get a message to the brother that they did it, you wouldn't think he could see the pictures in jail, right? That's
No,
what I'm.
no, but they didn't remember. We found these pictures in February, second week of February. The brother was getting out March 15th. Okay. Also, the one of those guys, he allegedly stole an iPad from the house over there, and he had a Facebook account before that. I was watching his Facebook account. I screenshotted his Facebook account before he went and removed it. He took down his Facebook account, deleted it, and right after he allegedly stole the iPad, and on top of that, um, the tag where unidentified dead body found in Maui was gone. You could no longer Google that. I'm sorry, there's a notification. You could no longer Google that. And so I feel that that guy went and he could have been the one to help put the photos up there, and he went and removed it. Why would you go delete your whole Facebook account? Because I had been talking to my brother and his wife and telling them a lot of stuff that I was discovering. See? And I didn't really hear. It's like I'm giving them information, and they're just kind of going along covering up tracks because I didn't know really didn't discover or have any theories as to who was behind this.
Yeah. So the same person, Eric, who mentioned about peeling away the layers in the software, asks, "Is it possible to do a reverse image search of the picture?" And I don't know what he done on Tor. I don't know if he means torrents or what that means.
A, re-
TOR.
a reverse image. Well, I have an app on my phone, and I did a reverse image. I put I looked at that photo upside down, sideways, and every which way.
No. That's when you
Oh,
put a picture and you can see like where it comes from, where else it is on the internet, things along those lines. I'm tech illiterate, sorry, so Eric's probably laughing at me right now. But yeah, it doesn't mean reverse physically. It means like to look
oh,
into where it came from or things.
yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to find apps, and I think that I found one thing called JPEG Snoop, and I the last couple days I've been putting the image in there, and I tried to pull up all the computer data on it to see if there was anything in there. I could see that it does show that the photo was altered. It does show that they used Adobe Photoshop 7, and they used other different various programs.
Okay, so anyone, whether it be One Up, Eric, anyone else, people asking about like Betty about Google searches and all this, anybody who wants these pics, I don't know where I can put these. Apparently, they'll be censored on Facebook. I'm told it'll get the video taken down here, so I got to be careful. But I have no problem, and Shirley's already approved it, sending it to anyone. So my email is jasonhebert100@gmail in the description below. If you want that picture, if it especially if you think you can help find out something on it, who made it or whatever, shoot me an email. I have no problem forwarding that. There's actually a lot of them forwarding the pictures to you.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do to decipher, like, find an IP address that it came from, or, remove that layer, because like I said, when you put it at a certain angle, you can see the layer. You can see that underneath there's another face underneath, you know, um, just to show that I mean, it's altered. I put it through so many different programs, and I even actually contacted the FBI because I thought, the FBI should be getting involved in this because of the nature of this photograph and the situation. And they kind of just, really, when I was going to actually walk into the local FBI office with my notebook full of stuff and show them, but they're like, no, you got to call Honolulu, or you got to talk to them. They handle it. So I called Honolulu, or no, first I called Kihei, Wailuko over there, FBI, and then I got an answer machine. So then I called Honolulu, and then I'm like, well, can I speak to somebody? He's like, no. And they just really didn't give me the time of day. And I kind of told them, hey, I found this image of my brother. He's like, well, when's the last time you saw him? And um, just asked me a few questions, and he goes, well, I'll, check into it or whatever. I goes, anybody going to call me back? He goes, I have no idea. And I've never heard anything. Yeah, I've got a whole page of data over there, but I'm sure there's some techie people out there that can probably dig more into that photo. And the photo above it is the photo above that photo on that website. You can even send them, I can send you the link exactly in directions of where to go to look at the photo. And they can see the photo above it is photoshopped.
Oh, why don't you do that? Do you want to give the directions right now? I can put them in the chat as like a link or something. I think I can do that without getting the video in trouble.
How can I do the link?
Well, I can type it. Do you have the actual address to where to go? Like the web address? Because you said you can give people where to go.
Let me grab my other cell phone real quick, my old cell phone.
Let me do that versus me having to manually send it to all them. I can just put the link and they'll be able to. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll get the link. You know what, guys? Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, since she's stepping away. Give me like 30 seconds. I'm going to mute my. Oh, she's coming back. I'll wait.
Yeah, I haven't. I just happen to have it in there.
Okay.
But yeah, so what I was going to say about the photo that's directly above my brother's face, I want to say, oops, that photo, excuse me, when you enlarge it, it's like, I'm like, what is on the guy? There's like these little white things, and like those little styrofoam packing balls that are, because sometimes they used to use like in shipping. It looks like those things are on that guy. It's like really bizarre. Okay, hold on.
Well, I'll put it here. That way, while we're talking, people interested and think they can help will be able to see it while we're talking versus afterwards, just in case they have something they want to say right away.
This photo's this phone's a little slow. That's why I got the new one. Got so much notifications on here.
Yeah, guys, I just don't want to risk it going, all the research that's done and then talking to her for an hour plus. And then if I put it up and it just gets booted, it doesn't help her. I want to make sure we don't get her video taken down. So I'll put the link to be safe. And this is not, someone said, I'm not going on the deep web. No way. But this is not to the deep web, right? Yeah, this is just,
okay. Go on there. I almost wanted to go on there and try and look too, but I said, nah, I ain't going on there.
Yeah, Melissa, I'm going to make a subreddit and probably a Discord board eventually. I got to do all that. I just started doing Twitch, and I'm so bad with all this stuff. I'm trying to get word out there as much as I can. The more people that see it, the more it helps. Yeah, I don't know, Watcher. I mean, people say that, but I always see in those groups, I'll see like a blurred, censored photo, but then you can just click it, and it shows me. Usually I don't because it's disgusting pictures, but as far as I know, you can put it on Facebook, but we'll just put the link here to be safe. And I'll put it in the comments too.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, no, take your time. Let me show some more pictures, guys. Again, check out Be United. Let's show their flyer. They're an awesome group. They help with missing persons. They made this flyer. It's their website, beunited.org. And then their links are below for their Facebook page. Check them out. Okay. You should post it on some kind of text subreddit. Maybe some people can help you out. That's a good idea, Percy. It all depends on who you are on Facebook. I don't know. I know what, but I don't have a clue what Discord is. Hey, Eric. Yeah, I don't like Discord. I've tried to get involved in boards, and it just seems to be like a few trolls in it. People like, oh, it's so great to advertise and get your thing seen, but I don't have any luck with it, to be honest with you. But I'm not the best measuring stick because I'm bad at this. Yeah, Cal, that's what we're trying to figure out. If he's actually deceased, what will be the purpose of photoshopping his image onto another? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that was it would be to show somebody that he's deceased, and in the photo, you can definitely see he's deceased. It's to show somebody, and that was what the conclusion I came to, after 7 months since February of working on all this.
You already got people asking for the photos in my email. Patricia and some of the other ones. Let me. Yeah, I'm trying to think of Trish, see if you can find that link. I'm trying to think of every way I can get it out there quick, but
yeah, here I'm trying to. I'll get it in just a second. I had to. Here we go. It was not coming up. I'm like, oh my gosh. Let me see what's going on. And it's not a secure website either. So, okay. This is it. It's going to be, let me see. How can I see the address? Can you see that? Oh, no.
No, I can't.
Okay. All right. So it's Guru, Guru, GRAM.
AM like Michael, Guru Graham.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guru Graham Police. So it's and then it's going to have a red thing on top. It says Gurugam Police, and then I can direct people where to go.
What, GuruGramPolice.com or
.gov.
.gov, G-O-V?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and that's it. Okay, then I guess not. So G-U
Are you
R. Oh, is Gray here? Somebody's saying hello to Gray. This would be a good. Gray's good for this. Oh, here he goes. You can usually put any, as long as it isn't extremely graphic. Well, Gray, it is a dead guy. It's just his face. Gray, I'll trust Gray's opinion on this. So if he says we can put it, I'll put it. Gray's pretty good with this stuff, but
yeah, it's GURUGRAM Police.
Sorry, guys, I got a lot of emails. Give me a second. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I know this is a very.
I mean, I think Gray might be right because it's really just a face at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, because you're not. I mean, there's the face and the body, but I mean, the body. There's nothing wrong with it's part of the body, showing part of the body. It just shows like it's broken up or banged up. It's not like there's not really no blood or gore or anything.
I'm gonna put it. I think worst case scenario, the video might get demonetized. I don't care about that. I just don't want to get taken down. As long as you don't blame me. Okay, never mind. Gray says not to do it. He says
I would
trolls can. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll find a way. I'll email it to you guys, or so Guru Graham Police and
and so when you go there, if somebody can go there, are you able to go there?
You know what I'll do? I'll put it on Facebook.
Can you go there right now? And because I have to kind of direct you where to go.
Okay, hang on. So GURUGRAM police.gov. I'll do it, guys, and I'll tell you if I could find it or whatever. So GuruGramPolice.gov. It says site can't be reached.
Okay, hold on. Do HarryAnnaPolice.gov.
Well, how does that spelled?
Okay. HarryAnnaPoli.
I don't think, it's not working. I don't think it would be .gov if it's in India, right?
Yeah, well, it's .gov.india.in.
Okay. Okay, guys, let's let me see. No, it's not pulling it up. I'm not good with tech stuff, sorry. So I'll just post one. I'm gonna put it on Facebook, guys. Hopefully it doesn't censor it. I think that's maybe the best course of action here. I don't want to get the video taken down. So if you guys, I'm sorry.
Can you see right there?
Uh, okay, it looks like that's a much longer. Put the phone up. It's Guru Graham dot Haryana. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
pretty long. It was more than you were giving me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. It's going to be backwards, of course.
Okay, so Guru Graham dot Haryana Police dot gov dot India.
There you go. Yeah, I couldn't see the whole thing on my browse on my phone.
Yeah, I still can't play. It's probably more to it. It's okay. Let's I don't know, guys. I'll email it to you guys. Sorry, I don't want to mess you guys up with this. Yeah,
Yeah,
gurugram.haryanapolice.gov.india. That's what I'm typing, but I don't know if it's my computer or what, Gray, but gurugram.
yeah, because the website should look like this when you get to it.
Oh, here it goes. Okay. Yes, the one on screen that Gray. By the way, guys, check out Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube if you haven't already. Great
Yeah,
channel. A lot of you guys know him. Yeah, yeah, we got it here. I got it. No, I got it nice and clear. I got it. That's
so
the
now,
website, guys. I'm gonna leave it up there for a little bit for anybody that wants to check it out. I am on there now. Okay, so what do we do
oh,
from there?
okay, so you're going to go to look for under the top tab there where it says help us.
Yeah.
Then you're going to go to unidentified dead bodies.
Okay. It's right in the middle, guys. You'll see purple tabs if you go to the
Now,
website.
you see when you click on that unidentified dead bodies, just let me show you. You're going to see a few right there on the front. When I first went there and found the picture, the image, it was under that second guy's face, and it was between that second and third guy, the image that I saw.
The
When
older
I
guy with the beard.
Yeah, it was underneath his and next to that description. It
Okay,
was when
where is it now, though, for us to see?
Now you have to go on right there. You're going to click on up at the top right there. It's going to say pick a year. So
Pick
you're
a
going to
year.
pick 2014.
Oh, where it says year. Okay.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hit search. And then just scroll down and there's 2 pages. So just go to the second page.
And we'll repeat this again, guys, in case you didn't get it. But let me just find it first.
And then it's the fourth
Here
one.
he is. Okay. Okay, guys. Yep, I see it. All right. So that's if you guys want to check out the picture so you can comment while we have it up. Yeah, not safe for work. Absolutely. And Gray Hughes, that website right there is what you do. So I'm going to repeat it again for anybody wanting to check it out. This is it, gurugram.haryanapolice.gov.in for India. That is the website. You go there at the top, the purple tab that says help us. Then you choose unidentified dead bodies. It's the third option under help us. Choose year 2014. Hit search. It's the second of 2 pages, and it's the fourth one down. And it says diary number, FIR number 223.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bull crap though. The diary number and all that stuff. But the image right above that one, if you save that image to your computer, the one right above him, and you open it up, you can see that's been photoshopped too as well. That person's been cut out and pasted in there, and you can see the hands and feet don't match that body. So there's something not right here.
Why India?
I don't know, because I don't think this is I don't think this is, well, for one, this is not their official site. They have an official site that says official, and that's not this. I mean, I don't know. I do know the one person that I believe that was involved. They are American Indian, but I mean, I know this is a different kind of Indian, so I don't know.
So Gray Hughes is on with us. He's really good. I don't know. I can't speak for him, of course, but I know that he's good with pictures and stuff. He asked, what exactly is it you're trying to figure out? Do you want to explain exactly what you'd like to do with the photo? First off, peel off layers to see who's under there, right?
Yeah, because when you enlarge the photo, you can see, and if you put a filter over it, you can see that even along the jawline, when you enlarge it, the jawline does not match. I mean, that's my brother's face. Those are his teeth. That is his face. I know my brother. I helped my mom change my twin brother's diapers. And when you enlarge it, you can see that scar that I'm talking about right on the forehead, that line. And then there's like a little plus sign, kind of like a little stitch mark maybe but you can see that line scar right there. It goes, right here.
Hmm.
And that's the same scar that Mike has on that one picture that, the Maui PD sent me. Same scar.
So we're trying to figure out would someone put his face on another body, particularly if he is
Well,
deceased.
okay, there's another part up to that because I did Google to see if somebody can be convicted with just an image of, if you don't have a body and you have an image of somebody deceased, can they be convicted? Excuse me. And I did, yes, yeah, that's my brother. Um,
And
and
real quick, just to jump in, Gray, they also want to try to find any geolocation info where the picture was uploaded
yeah,
from, all that kind of stuff, just so I don't forget that.
but uh, I did Google that, and it did say, I believe there was one case where somebody was convicted on an image, a photograph, because the person showed that they were deceased. And just a theory that if this is not his body and it's only his face, you're not having a whole image of somebody deceased, so they can't really convict anybody on it because it's not really all of him. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a million questions that I've had too, and I believe me, I think I wake up in the middle of the night and my brain starts thinking and going and going, and I've been sitting here going through every single image on this website, also trying, saving it to my computer, putting it through JPEG Snoop, looking to see if there's any irregularities in every single photo in that, to see if there's something that I missed or something that they didn't cover up, some track or something.
Right. And Gray asked, how did they know he's 33?
No, that's not that description is not for Mike.
Okay.
Mike is not 33. Mike was 48. That description belongs to the person underneath that face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gray. Every time Gray's in the chat or helping out with the show, it's always like one of the super confusing ones. I'm sorry, Gray. Sorry, he's helped out with a couple of shows, and it was ones like this where there's so much to it that you're like scratching your head.
Well, yeah, I know. I've been scratching my head since February trying to figure all this out. And like I said, I think about it, all day long. And I've, came to the point after searching and listening to, some of the recordings. I mean, you've listened to the recordings that I've given you and things and things, thinking, going over and over in my head what my brother said and what this person said over there and this and that and stuff like that, and the people I've interviewed over there, and trying to figure it out. I do know that when the detectives first went over there to question my brother and his wife, they called me screaming to the top of their lungs, screaming at me because I sent the detectives over there. I'm like, I did not send the detectives over there. My brother is missing. So I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, to me, that was not normal to be screaming. I mean, what's wrong?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave his regular face up here, guys, for you to compare with for a little bit, for you to compare with if you're looking at that website.
I do have the picture I can send you if you want that has the scar on it.
Okay.
If you want to see that.
Yeah, you can do that. Now you sent me I think 20 something emails. There was a lot of names listed in it. I don't know if you want to go over any of those, if you do or don't want them public. So I'm kind of like nervous what to say, but I don't know if they're the people that were in the house or what's going on with all of them.
Well, see, I don't know if I can mention names. I mean, I did, contact the detective and the lieutenant before I did this tonight. I sent them an email, a couple days ago and told them I was going to be doing things like this. And is there anything specifically they did or did not want me to say? And they just kind of didn't answer me. So, I mean, I don't think that they're, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that they've done a whole lot of working on Mike's case at all. Actually, yeah, the photo that has the scar is on the other missing persons photo. Missing persons picture.
So
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. You can send it to me and I'll put it up. But a couple people, you're saying that you're sure it's him, right? Because some people are saying that he kind of looks Indian. Gray saying, well, first he said that the weight is different, the body type, but I know you said it's not the same body, but he says the earlobes are totally different.
That's okay. That's yeah. That because that's not his ear. This is not. It's not showing
It's
his ear.
just the outline of the. Okay. Wow.
It's just the outline of the face. Yeah, because I have. Let's see, I'm going to show you. Screenshot it where I enlarged it. I know that's the thing. Somebody was saying, they kind of look at that and think, well, that's, it's the earlobe, but that's not his earlobe. It's just the outline circle, like if like in those videos where the makeover videos, it's just the circular part of his face. It's not his ear. Because if you put a filter over it, you'll see. And it's Mike's same eyebrows. I did have a detective, an outside detective in another state that I know, looked at it and looked at a picture of Mike, and they said it is Mike's face.
Watcher, she got the picture just by looking up unidentified bodies in the area. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, I just sent you the one that shows the scar of the matching scar. And I did go to I did look to see, Mike has dark eyebrows, and I know that's my brother because when I know it's his face.
Yeah, and Gray, we've kind of went over this a bit, but Gray asks, why would someone need to manipulate the image? But we don't really. That's kind of what we're figuring out, right? All we know is we got what looks like a picture of your brother deceased on someone else's body, and we're like,
yeah. And I just sent you, I don't know if you want me to I sent it to you in Messenger, an image that shows an enlarged image of the scar on his forehead from the image that I got from the Maui PD.
Sure.
That matches the deceased picture.
Right. Yeah, for sure. You did send it, or you said you're going to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I sent it to your Messenger.
Oh, I thought you said you're going.
Want me to text it to you, or?
No, I can pull it up from Messenger. Just a second, guys. So, okay, while I'm pulling this up, you said, so we did, again, all a theory, no accusations, but you're thinking the brother could be something to do with the brother, hired. You were kind of taking us through that thought process. While I pull up the picture, do you want to go over that further as to what's making you lean that way?
Well, what's making me lean that way is that, when he called me from MCCC and he told me to tell everybody, to tell Mike to stop effing saying that he's getting life, and hung up on me. Like I said, I don't know what was going on, but I know there was some kind of relaying of messages going back and forth between him and Mike. That's why Mike was calling me going, what's going on with Mark, with an attitude. I mean, there was something going on between them two. Somebody going in and out. See the scar right there?
Yeah.
Right above that eyebrow and the little plus sign. It's the same scar and plus sign on the image, the deceased image. And this image here, this is just, an enlarged part of it. I can send you the whole image. But this image I got this from the Maui PD. Had I have not gotten that image, well, then, yeah, I would still have my doubts that was Mike. But I know it's him. I mean, the more I look at it, I can see it's my brother. His face only. Let me see here.
So can you take us through the process of you finding it again? I know you were looking for unidentified bodies, but how'd you come up on an Indian website? Because you were looking in Maui, right?
Yeah, because my husband Googled unidentified dead body found in Maui because that one officer said, well, he could have died. And then we were thinking, well, maybe he died. He died and he didn't have an ID on him, and he was unidentified and so forth. Because sometimes the Maui PD puts up unidentified people, but they don't put pictures of bodies. That's the thing. And they usually try and identify people before they, post, hey, you need to claim these people, or whatnot. But he came up upon that, and it was just the image. So it had underneath it said unidentified dead body found on Maui, and then there was Indian people dead around it, and you can see that he doesn't look Indian.
Right. So getting off the picture for a second. Who was the last confirmed person to see Mike? We can go back to it, but let's let's kind of focus on the missing end of it again, just because the pic this is just so weird with the picture, why it's there, why it's photoshopped. So I don't want to. I mean, you seem to be certain it's him, but I don't. Maybe not put every egg in that basket. Let's kind of look at every option. Who was the very last person we know to have seen Ian spoken with him?
That's the guy that called, that he used his cell phone.
Okay, and you
Called
know
in.
who that guy is?
I do. You have his name there. I just don't know if I could, mention the names.
Has he been spoken to by police as Mark?
I believe so. I mean, I believe they questioned him. I don't know. The Maui PD, they have never reached out to me at all in the whole 7 months, other than that first initial call to ask them to help me find my brother. Is my brother safe and alive? What's going on? Um, Other than that, all this time they've never called me to say, hey, we've questioned this person or that person, whatnot. I've always been calling them, what's going on? And they say, oh, we've got an instant death that takes precedence over your brother's case. We've got this that happened. It takes precedence over his case. So basically, most of the time, I don't think they've even worked on it. I mean, they've been nice, but I don't think they've done a whole heck of a lot. No, Mike was not dating anybody. I have an interview with one of Mike's good friend that he used to hang out with over there, and Mike's good friend said that Mike did not have a girlfriend at the time, and that Mike never mentioned to him anything about going into Aloha House. Because I asked him, I go, did Mike ever mention that to you? He said no. He said nothing about that. And Mark even said that, oh, now he's hearing, oh, called me up one day from MCCC saying Mike got on a plane and left the island. And I'm like, how can he even leave the island? He doesn't have an ID. You can't just get on a plane and fly anywhere, and he didn't have any money to fly anywhere.
That's a good segue into the next question, which was actually going to be my next question. Is what's a motive here? Because he was having some struggles in his life. He didn't have any money. What would they possibly get out of if someone was to put a hit on him or something like that?
Well, it's the other thing could be is he was going to, well, see, I did talk to my brother the other day. I'm going to send you this other photo. I talked to my brother, and he said that Mike had that I said, so Mike was over there last year, right? While you were in MCCC, and he said, yeah. He said, Kat, that Mike stole her vodka, and that Mike was going to throw her under the bus, meaning Mike was going to say something to somebody about something, but I don't know what. Because I kind of told him what I thought was going on and who I thought was behind this. And I told him what I thought, basically. I'm sending you the actual photo.
So you think
There's
it
an
could have been to
actual photo.
silence him?
I'm sorry?
You think it could have been to silence him because of what he was going to say?
Yeah, I believe so too. That could be another part of it, because he said that's what he told me, that Mike was going to throw her under the bus, but he didn't say about what. And then I told him, I said, well, I believe, I said, I know that so and so is a hitman, and the other guy that's his best friend helped him murder Mike. And he goes, well, how do you know that? That was his response. And I thought, well, that's kind of an odd response, saying, like, how do I know that? Like, that's true. And how did I figure that out? And then he hung up, and I haven't heard from him since.
So these people are still around. Can we dig and find out what this was he knew and how serious this could have been?
The one guy is in custody for driving the wife's car around, Mark's wife's car around in April, and he got his third DUI, so he's in custody. But and he was already on parole. He had terroristic threats, kidnapping. I don't know. He's got quite a bit of a history over there. The other guy has a pentagram on his chin. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of go more to the darks. That guy's more to the dark side, but both of those two guys were in jail in New Mexico together. And
Okay.
I believe they were I can't see, I'm don't want to confuse anybody, because I don't know, but that's my theory.
Right. Whew.
I know. It's a
Yeah, some of these, I had a feeling it was going to be this kind of like this a little bit, 'cause just from looking at the documents. But the important thing is getting the pictures out there, as much info as we can. So I'm sorry. I typically, my main job here is to kind of lead everyone through it, and I feel like I'm doing a poor job with that, just because
No,
it's
you
kind of
did.
tough.
I don't know how much to say. I mean, I just sent you the actual, the photo of the scar. I just sent you the actual photo that the Maui PD sent me that shows the scar. When you enlarge it, you can see the scar. I sent you the complete photo instead of just a crop.
Oh,
So
on
yeah, I mean,
okay,
I'm like, that's how I am. I don't know like how much I can say or what I can't say. I mean, I don't really think. I mean, I can't say that the Maui PD even cares because I mean, they, like I said, I told them I was going to do this, and they didn't say not to say anything, and everything that I have shown you or talked to you about, they have all of that as
right.
well. So I mean, it's not like um, you know, um, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. There's so many. I can't make accusations and um, accuse people, but I do know that's my brother's face. 110% that's his face. So that's the big question is who put that there and why? And those are the things that I have come up with over, all these months.
Yeah. So there's so much to this that it's kind of tricky where to even go with it. But what we need to find out is, one, who put that there and why? Why was it photoshopped? What is this that Mike knew specifically? Um, I mean, I think that would be the start.
Yeah, and I don't know how I'm going to find out what he knew.
So let's start with the photo, I guess. Gray had said that we need the original photo versus it on the website, so that makes sense. But if anyone knows any other tricks, I don't know.
What do you mean the original photo? Oh, that they put up on the website.
Yeah, so the one that was actually taken before it was uploaded versus just the website version
I
or
don't know
whatever.
that. But I mean, like I said, the one guy had, from what I heard, had taken the iPad from the house, and then not too long after that deleted his complete Facebook account. And also, like I said, the tags where it says unidentified dead body found in Maui was gone. Um, the tag where you just type in Maui, dead body in Maui, it wouldn't come up anymore. That he somehow went in and removed that. I mean, to me, it just makes sense. I mean, it's like they're pieces of the puzzle that fell together. I mean, it's just really strange.
Okay, Wendy
I
Sims
filed
asks
a
who.
first report.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Percival Howell asked, could it be some kind of Indian scam? I mean, maybe, I
I
guess,
have
but
no idea. I mean, when I first found that photo, I was actually looking around at all the Indian restaurants over there, thinking, well, what happened? Did some, like, I don't know. Like I said, I've been through so many different things, and then all along the way, the odd behavior with my other brother and on that end of the thing, it's just kind of makes me think, and he's not out helping me look. Nobody's helping me look. It's like, I mean, why aren't you're there? It's like, why aren't you helping look? You know?
um, thank you, Patricia, saying I'm doing a good job. I'm trying, guys. Some of these are so twisty and turny.
This,
It's harder than it looks. Some ways it's easier than it looks, but in some ways it's harder than it looks. So I
yeah, that's the thing.
apologize.
This whole, case to me has been, twists and turns, and it's like I feel like I've done, most, if not all the work on this, and you know, I don't know what, if any, they have done over there. I mean, I have to think they're doing something, but I do know that a lot of their things over there take precedence over missing persons cases. They do have 36 missing people over there on Maui and no bodies to account for those 36 missing people.
Melissa Moore asked, was the twin involved with any of the Indian community you previously looked at? Any ties there? Anything that would make sense?
Yeah, I know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't
All
know.
right. So there's, like I said, there's so much info you sent me. I don't really know what we can't say. You don't either because of the
I don't either.
investigation. So what do you want to make sure is out there, just so I don't kind of keep looping around? Let's, because it's about an hour and a half, so we'll start winding down a little. Just make sure I want to make sure, for the sake of thoroughness, you get out everything you do want to get out, and you're not dependent on me thinking to ask, because I kind of don't know with certain things. So anything you would like to put out there, by all means.
Oops. Well, I don't know. The only thing is I need answers. I want answers. I want somebody to to step up and find out what's going on, because that's not normal, and you can see right there on that photo too, the lip matches the lip in that deceased photo, and this is the photo that actually has the scar. You can, on the forehead, and this is the image that I got from them. Had I, this kind of confirmed everything. The eyebrows, but you're just looking at the face, not the ears or anything like that. I have no idea. I wish I knew. There's like so many unanswered questions.
A lot of people have made the point. That's the first thing I thought, is the only reason to Photoshop someone as looking dead is they're not really dead. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. And I don't mean to be contradictory to you, but I say it as, hopefully it's that would be a positive outcome. But
well, yeah, but does that photo, but see, then
the face is pretty bad itself, even if everything else is fake, which is what I guess the point you're probably trying to make.
It just doesn't look fake to me. And Mike would have no reason to do that. It just doesn't look fake to me, and the actions of my brother and the things they've said and things like that just doesn't make sense with Mike faking his death. There would be no reason for him to do that.
Right. Okay, so you said tattoos, identifying marks. Do you want to go, we're going to pray for a positive resolution. Actually, before we do that, I think you've watched a show or two. So at the end, I do one of two things depending on the case. Typically, I'll have you speak directly to them if they're out there watching this. If it's a case where the person is known to be deceased, then I'll more so have you speak directly to anyone who might have info. So I'll let you choose exactly how you want to do it. I know you're kind of leaning towards it being him and he's passed. So if you'd like to get a message directly to Mike, if he's watching this, or someone who has info, you can kind of do it however you think would be best. But I'll give you that opportunity to speak directly to them, whoever you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I will speak to the people who are responsible for this, because I know my brother, I know that's Mike's face, because I know for sure that Mike would have called me. He would not go all this time without calling me. And there's just too many things that point to him not being alive. And I know that somebody over there knows something, and hey, if it was your brother, you would want to know too who did it, what happened. And you want to maybe have his remains so you can have a proper memorial. And if anybody, just come forward. I'm offering a small reward right now. I hope, the reward will grow for information leading to, the information leading to, the first person that could come to me with information leading to, trying to think, what do I say? His arrest, somebody's arrest or something. I don't know. But anybody that knows what happened, just come forward and do the right thing.
And as for coming forward, guys, her link to contact her directly is below. And I say this every show, but there's no such thing as information being too small. There's no such thing as assuming Shirley already knows something. You'd be surprised that this is our, I believe, 67th interview. Be surprised on how many of them I'll just be talking to them beforehand, and I'll say something that appears to me to be publicly known, and they'll say, "Oh, I didn't know that." And it's like, whoa, really? I just got that off Reddit. Everyone knows that. So don't assume they know everything, guys. Anything you know, come forward. No such thing as too small, too inconsequential. They already know any of that. If you know something, come forward. Her link to her Facebook is below. Whoops, it's not what I meant to do. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. That's Twitch. Sorry, guys. Clicking the wrong thing here. I'm meaning to go to the authorities. All right. So if you do have information, you You want to contact the Maui Police Department, 808-244-6400. And it's case number 20-006779. My information is always listed below as well. By all means, you can go and contact me, but I always make it a point to tell you, you always want to contact the family and the authorities. If you want to send something to me, fine, but you don't want to just send it to me and not send it to them, particularly if it's time sensitive, because God forbid I don't get the message to them in time or something like that. So please get it. Families and the authorities. And all the relevant links are below. Just expand the description. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, I don't know. I got to figure out how it works. Wherever it is on Twitch, you can find the link. Did you want to go over any identifying marks, tattoos, anything like that before we?
Yeah, I can show you. I have a hold on here. Mike has a, I have it all laminated. Mike has a tattoo. Let's see if I can get it up there. This is the tattoo on his arm. Oops, hold on, there's the light. That is the tattoo that is on his right arm, in between the elbow and the shoulder. He would also have a scar on his left side, just below the rib cage, where he had a cyst removed. He would also have a scar on his knee from having or his leg from having a pin in his leg when he broke his leg when he was younger. His teeth are, let me show you. Oops. Okay, you can see that his teeth in this photo, let's see. His teeth are not, this is the younger photo, sorry. His teeth are not perfectly straight right there in the front. You can see that. Let me see what else. He would be completely bald on top. And I think that's it. I think that's it.
Okay, you did an awesome job, Shirley. I know this is, especially when you've told the story 100 times, it's kind of like, where do I start? What do I say? What do I not say? I don't want to jeopardize my brother's investigation. So I think with all those things considered, you did a wonderful job. I know he's proud of you. And I'm going to pray that this is some misunderstanding and he calls you and says, sister, what are you doing? I know you don't think that's likely, but we always hope for that.
Yeah, I know it's not likely, unfortunately. I mean, I do know, I mean, I can look at that image, and I've even lightened that image up, not to get back on that subject name, but I lightened it up, and I can see, when you lighten it up, I mean, I can just see, I know it's my brother's face,
Right. We know it seems to be your brother's face. We got to figure out why the Photoshop, where did that come from? Anyone who knows that, go back in the video, you'll see how to find the image. But if you know something, I think it was Eric was his name, or, One Up, any of those guys, if you know how to do anything gray, please help us out.
Yeah, if they can remove that layer, if you put a filter over it, you can see the actual layer, and where they layered it, and
right. And hopefully we can peel back those layers.
That would be awesome. I mean, I have no clue how to do any of that.
Me neither. But it sounds like some people do. Whoa, Melissa Moore, thank you. Melissa Moore says, my heart goes out to you, Shirley. Keep fighting for answers for Mike. And that's basically it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
What was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought with that. Sorry. Melissa, you totally threw me for a loop with that one. Thank you so much. I was going to say, guys, so I want to go over real quick. I've mentioned this a couple times in videos, but I don't really stress it, and it's important. Please hit the like button. And if you have any questions that weren't answered here, there were a lot of them. Please leave them in the comments below. And I want to stress why that's important. The way YouTube works is it's an algorithm. It's a machine that decides if a video is good, if people like it. So if you watch the video, I don't want to put any pressure on you guys, but if you watch the video and you don't like it, or you don't leave a comment below, it tells YouTube, oh, people aren't really that into this video, so they don't recommend it to as many people. So the important thing is if you got a question that wasn't answered, you put a comment below. That tells YouTube, oh, there's a lot of engagement. People are into this, and it starts sending it out to more people. So it's really important. So if there was something you didn't get answered in chat, please leave it in the comments below, because it helps Shirley, it helps me, it helps Mike, it helps everybody. So please make it a point to do that, and it gets your question answered. I'm sure Shirley, keep an eye on the video and questions will come up. I'll answer any that I can, but a lot of times people say you don't respond to that many comments. But the thing is, it's kind of like if you're asking Shirley a question and I just jump in, I don't want to like answer it for her. So a lot of times I don't know what to answer. So I'm not the best at answering comments, but I try my best, guys. And I'm sure Shirley would keep an eye too. So anything that wasn't answered or any theories you have, ideas, tips, anything like that, send it to her directly, but you can also leave it below. It is important to help the video. The point of doing this, guys, is to get it out to as many people as possible. And that engagement tells YouTube to push it out to as many people as possible. So that's all.
Yeah, I have to say, I want to say thank you so much for having me on here and doing this. And I just want to say too, also to the people who did possibly harm my brother, that I am that relentless sister that you probably never thought Mike had, that I will never give up. I will fight and find out what happened to Mike. So
she's not going to give up, guys. Just come forward.
I'm going to keep finding, I'm going to keep pushing forward until I get the answers. So, I mean, I'm that relentless sister. That's what I got to say.
I think we all wish we had a sister like you, Shirley. Sometimes I wonder if I went missing, how many people will be doing. So everyone needs a sister like you. You're amazing. And you did an awesome job. I want you to, I know you've been like saying, I don't know what to say, but I think you said everything you probably should, because the important thing is the investigation. We have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, all right. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Of course, thank you to Shirley. I think we'll pretty much start wrapping up there. I don't want to keep Shirley too long, or you guys. We tried to get everything out. Is there anything else just to finish up real quick, Shirley? I don't want you to feel rushed because of me.
Oh, yeah,
is there anything we didn't?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, I can't think of anything else. I mean, if anybody has any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them if I can. Yeah, if I had a sister, I don't know. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much, Muriel. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people just supporting. We can get a quick. Melissa says that I have an army looking for me. Thanks, Melissa. Watcher ask, is he on NamUs? That's a good one.
Yes, he is on NamUs. That is one of the things I got him on quite a while ago. So yeah, yes, he is on NamUs. And I have submitted a DNA sample to NamUs, so they have my DNA on file as well.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that kind of winds them down a little. There was a lot earlier, but they're way up there now. So please ask them below, guys. And thank you so much for your support. She appreciates it. We get a lot of, not so many questions now, but a lot of comments and support.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to be. I'm trying to be strong.
Betty Smith asks, what his name is. It's just like a missing persons plate. You can put them and get an ID number. And then I think if he gets like arrested or something, it pings automatically or something like that. Is that how it works?
Actually, it's NamUs.gov, and I don't know if it's new or what, but it is run by the Department of Justice and a couple other places. So it's a government website where they list unidentified dead bodies that they find. They do list missing people. And and there's some other things that they list on there, but you can go in there and you can punch in your state and city, and they in some they set like under the unidentified dead bodies. Some of them they don't really show too much, I don't think, but they do put descriptions and stuff like that. Missing people, unclaimed, I believe, people as well.
Yeah, and Laughing Hawk recommends also check out the Doe Network and Charlie Project. They're good places too.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Charlie Project. I'm actually familiar with the person that runs that. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Right, if there's anything else I can do, let me know. I'm kind of limited nowadays because I deal with pretty much a new case every day. But if there's something I could put out there, advertise, whether you're going to do, I don't know, a get together or a vigil. So a lot of people do things like that. If you start like a GoFundMe thing,
Yeah, I'm
if you get a new poster, I mean, really anything that can help, just let me know. I can post it. I have a lot of people that are on this channel are on my Facebook, so I can get some things out there for you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I did do a GoFundMe a little while ago. I was trying to raise money to get post a bigger reward out there to get somebody to come forward with information. And I might need to do something like that again because maybe if I can offer a bigger reward, somebody, over there, especially if they're homeless or something, or they know something, they may come forward just for, some money to have some money.
So, I never heard of them. Laughing Hawk mentions Porch Light Project is
Yeah.
gaining traction with DNA. So a lot of places you can go. At least there's a lot of resources nowadays in the use of
Yeah.
the internet. You never know. Even if two people see something, one of them might be the pair of eyes that leads to something, right? So you never
I
know who's
know.
going to see
Yeah, I
what
know.
where.
I know somebody over there knows. I know there's a few people over there that know. They have to know. So hopefully it'll bother somebody's conscience bad enough eventually that maybe they will come forward and say something. I hope.
All right, Shirley, you did amazing. Thank you so
All right.
much. And have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining
Thank you.
us. We will see you on nothing tomorrow. I might have a show tomorrow, but not an interview. But either way, we'll see you Monday either way. So, Shirley,
All right.
thank you so much. Please click subscribe,
Sure.
guys. Set the notification bell to all. You'll be notified anytime we do a new show. Shirley, if there's any updates, you're more than welcome to come back on if there's something else you need to get out there.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You did amazing, and I appreciate you. All
Thank
right,
you.
have a great night.
All right, you too. Bye.